Good evening. I want to talk to you a little bit about what Nevada has planned from the Department of Education, since it seems to me that all of the direction for education comes from the Nevada Department of Education. So here's the department for 2018, and it's only 2020. State law requires the Nevada Department of Education to develop an annual plan to improve the achievement of pupils enrolled in Nevada public schools. This is commonly referred to as a State Plan of Improvement, or STIP. It is prepared by the State Board, consideration by the Superintendent of Public Instruction, and the staff of the Department of Education, as well as a variety of stakeholders. I consider myself a stakeholder. I'm a Black American living in Las Vegas, and it seems to me that there are some issues with this plan. So the focus of this year's plan is similar to the previous year's college career readiness of all students in the P-12 public education system. But it has also been informed by robust stakeholders engagement through the process of writing Nevada's Average Student Succeed Act, Consolidated State Plan, and the development of the department's new 5-year strategic plan was adopted by the state board on December 2016. Stakeholders came together and set a bold but achievable goal to become the fastest improving state in the nation. I haven't seen that yet. But as the department programs evolve under promise through the continuation of implementation of historic suite of educational programs initiatives passed in 2015, we all recognize that this plan reflects a continued effort in making Nevada's educators and students truly ready for success. Now, this is how it comes into play. This is how the Assembly, the Nevada legislators, determine and support the schools. So here it is. Pursuant to NRS 3853593 and the Assembly Bill 30 from the 2015 legislative session must contain at least the following components: a review and analysis on student data collected by the department, an identification of any problems or factors common among school districts or charter schools, strategic improvements, student achievement, strategic provided strategies. Oh, sorry about that. Strategies to provide improvement for student achievement, and strategies to provide information about how higher education and financial aid, strategies to improve the allocation of resources, including information on the effectiveness of legislative appropriations related to education, and the clearly defined goals and benchmarks. The plan must include identification of the department staff responsible for ensuring strategies are successful, as well as timelines, measurable criteria for determining the success and the budget of overall cost of carrying out this plan. Now, here we go. The plan must also include an identification of the department staff responsible for ensuring strategies are successful, and as well as timelines and measurable criteria for determining success of the budget and the overall cost of carrying out the plan. Now, probably said that twice, but I said it twice for a reason. We all need to know what is the measurable criteria. And I keep on talking about this maintenance of effort. What is the maintenance of effort? Meaning, what are you doing to ensure that all children have access? Well, let's get into what they're doing, shall we? For 2017, the Superintendent of Public Instruction and the department staff elected to present a new plan to the State Board for approval. It reflects many lessons learned from the implementation of 2014, 2015, 2016, and the 2017 STIP. I think I mentioned that before. But like its predecessor, this document adheres as closely as possible to the statutory requirements and is focused solely on the calendar year of 2018, and it seeks to provide the next step in the state's future plan and amendments. Excuse me. The two new initiatives in the department beginning to implement, and the department's new 5-year strategic plan approved by the State Board in December 2016. It is incorporated by reference and required by the state law and available online. Let's click it, shall we, and see what happens. Here we go. Click. It says, previous page sending you an invalid URL. You have to return to the previous page. Let's go back and let's find where we left off, shall we? All right, so we know it's not available online. Let's talk about this next part, about the Department of Education. Nevada's Department of Education consists of the State Board, the Superintendent of Public Instruction, approximately 170 employees, and more than a dozen, statutorily created committees and councils and commissions. And the superintendent is the executive head of the Department of Work in partnership with the State Board on the development of regulations, policies governing the P-12, public education, from the licensure of new educators to adopt academic content and standards, to reporting of school performance and administration of federal and state appropriations. The department directly is indirectly impacts the achievement of nearly 500,000 school-aged children and some 30,000 adults seeking equivalency education pursuant to the executive order of the Governor Sandoval in 2013. The department shall also share educational responsibility with the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services for estimated 180,000 children aged 0 to 4. The department works closely coordination with the local school districts and the state public charter authority. The Nevada System of Higher Education and Regional Professional Development Programs. Okay, that's a whole lot. So let's just go up here. Department's goal, fastest growing state in the nation. Has anybody felt that? Because I certainly haven't felt that. Because in finding out what the real data is, I'm just concerned. I'm concerned because they do have a 259% suspension expulsion rate for African American children. But the behaviors that have to be modified is the offer of faith. And children should have the ability to learn, to excel, to be independent. And so therefore, it's important for me to share the information that I know that informed me that so many children have to be scoring below the 50th percentile for the data to look like it does in Nevada. But anyways, let's get to the past presidents Every Child Succeed Act, shall we? Fastest growing state in the nation. Our 5-year strategic plan, DOESSA, that's that Obama, Every Child Succeed Act. Submissions are now our annual STIP and alignment and as the catalyst for the improvement of opportunity to rally the state behind the singular goal, becoming the fastest improving state in the nation. Follow the graphic illustrates how the external and internal policies are aligned to, get this fastest improving goal. Well, here we go. there's the vision right there. And NDE, vision, Nevada Department of Education, the mission and goals. Here's ESSA right here. And here's the state plan. And here's the strategic, focused, effective organization. And here it is right here. I don't know. I don't know what that did to me. But improvement, student achievement, educators' effectiveness by ensuring that opportunities facilitating learning and promoting excellence. And then here we go. Everybody's going to be ready for the 21st century, and the fastest, what's going to get them to do this? Our education system, chronically underperforming and persistent achievement gaps, requires fundamental change in the fact that change is already underway. And the passage of the now see, they passed something. What they passed? Close to 24 new educational program initiatives. In 2015, the legislative session still is disparate impact on our state's most historically underserved students cannot be ignored. A bold action must be taken to ensure that all students have access to a great education. Now, how does that happen? To me, that happens by getting an early start. Let's see. We need to have our children in an early start program. All children, not just Black children who have historically been denied access, but all children should have early start. So therefore, we can really choose to utilize the federal requirement of child find under special education to ensure that we're redressing issues that might be difficult for students that actually, need additional support. And I can tell you how that works because in the military, because I'm an Air Force brat, as you probably can understand, but as an Air Force brat, when I can't even remember the grade level. I think I was in the 6th or the 7th grade. I believe it was the 6th grade. And I used to talk with a lisp. Well, they felt that perhaps maybe something was going on with me. So anyways, I got assessed by special education immediately, and I was given some support in articulation. So I can say, she sells seashells down by the seashore. And I can say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? You see, it took me a long time to understand that I needed to move my lips to articulate the words concisely. So sometimes you might catch me messing up, but for the most part, I'm on top of my game. And irregardless, I just want to say that there is a difference in the education system when you're a military brat or your father or your parent has served in the military than it is in the public school system. The public school system, for the most part, is overseen by the local community. And it really depends on if the local people see all people as having an entitlement to participate in the public system. And you see, for this public system in America, living in Las Vegas, I see that Black people are really Black, meaning that they're seen as equal. There seems to be a group of people who are elitists and able to participate in society because of a level of knowledge. Perhaps they've been appointed to a committee or a commission. Perhaps they're employed or won an election. Or a doctor or a nurse or banker. I'm sure we have Black people participating in America, in Las Vegas, in all of the facets. But are we recognized as having the ability to ensure or share concerns of public services for the taxes that we pay as a people? I don't believe so. For whatever reason, one Black person as a citizen cannot address an issue because they are aware of a concern. So, as one citizen living in America, being Black, you have no rights. You must align yourself with an organization such as the NAACP or the Urban League or the Black Chamber of Commerce or any other organization that was created to address concerns. The reality is that in America, when you're born as an American citizen, you should have the right to express a concern over a public service in which you pay pittance to or through. Get real. It just so happens that we have gifted people who are Black, who are entertainers. And for whatever reason, they were blessed with the blessing to do and to engage and to make money and be recognized. And because they are recognized, they must pay their fair share in taxes to participate. And as participatory citizens, they get to engage. And so, but they do pay that money in those taxes, or like Wesley Snipes, you can go to jail. I don't know how much time he actually did, but he did go to jail for failing to appear in a court hearing in regards to failed taxes. And then I think if you listen to the music, perhaps Jill Scott understands that they're watching her. You know, she's got that song, watching me, watching me. Hey, it's real, because they do watch. And so you must know that they watch. Reality said again, irregardless of how the system is operating, the real deal is, do all Black children have access to a sane and equal education in America? And here in Las Vegas, I will say, hell no, they don't. Simply, there are state laws that prohibit or do not approve or do not serve poor people. So you will not find as many poor people in programs that would entitle them to be engaged or ensure that their children had access to free or reduced childcare, because that's really what it's seen as initially, childcare. And as Head Start being a federal program, being the best program for early start for children in poverty, and then the reduced rate of Head Starts here in Clark County when they have such a high poverty rate of Black people, and perhaps Latinos. Can't leave my brothers out. They on the end too. And then we have Native Americans here. And then we have an Air Force Base here. So we know we have enough people to talk about the transgency. And the homeless here are a unique factor because we have so many homeless youth and they're just living on the street. And I tell you, I cannot envision ever being crippled as a homeless person because it just must be painful, because you can see the agony on the people's faces as you pass them on the street simply because you don't have to live out there, but they have no choice. And then when you understand what the city council has done, now these are your elected people making ordinances to ensure that people are incarcerated or given fines because they cannot afford a roof over their house, or perhaps they're choosing not to spend the majority of their income or their revenue on housing. We are living in a time in a nation where people are despising the poor, and that's just so unfortunate. You know why it's unfortunate? It's unfortunate because perhaps we pay fees to ensure that we have public service providers and public services to help in need when you're in need. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the welfare, the Department of Health and Human Services, is that it's functional and that it's not broken. The whole intent behind public schools is to educate. So within the 12 years of public services, perhaps you can sustain your livelihood. But when we have to get back down to behavioral management, it seems to me that that is all we're doing, is managing human behavior. And it's not for the intended purpose of sustaining oneself. Perhaps it is the intended purpose to just sustain the system that has been created thus far, in which all people are not treated equally. Here in Nevada, where the history is rigid with the ability to deny African Americans to perform in certain clubs, but then when they were so famous, arrangements were made, but they had to eat where the help ate or had to leave and go through the back door, and they could not stay in certain hotels. And let's get real, and then the Moulin Rouge movie, the little short mini video, whatever it is, talked about every time that those environments were so successful, and you could see how many Black people and white people socializing and enjoying themselves, because you have to be in a Black people's party, so to speak, to really have a good time. But they can't stand seeing Black people living that type of lifestyle. And everywhere in America, I can say in history, as I'm 61 now, that great destruction has happened in communities of color when Blacks have been successful, even to the extent of understanding that the United States government would bomb a community of Blacks. And here we are talking about reparations, but we paid reparations in America to the Jews, and it wasn't us doing it. And we gave reparations to the, Japanese. And we pay to rebuild countries that we go in and bomb. Bomb, 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 bombarang. Because contractors get to go over there and help rebuild those nations. And we're leaving Afghanistan because we've been told to get out. Let's not pretend it's not a joke. So we have agreed to leave on certain circumstances that they've made. But there's no guarantee that they have to honor those circumstances. But we're getting out because our current president killed someone in one of their bases or whatever, who wasn't one of their citizens, but hey, somebody was strategizing with someone. The reality is we live in America. And let's get back down to the educational system that I see that's so corrupt here in Nevada and find out how it's fast improving. So all these great goals, you see that fastest and fastest. And every child will read by the end of the third grade. And you can't find how they're going to do that. There's no plan written to ensure that that happens. You can go and see the school plans. I can take you there in a minute, where we can see that there will be no action steps and no disaggregated data to demonstrate how the work is being done. And the problem that I have here in Nevada is every teacher is encouraged to get the professional development, but the professional development provided to these people who are employed in CCSD do not go to help the neediest student. And it does not go towards providing support to ensure that all children reach effective capacity, skills, development, they are not graduating at or anywhere close to the 50th percentile. And because Nevada has created some certificates, the federal government is not recognizing those little funky certificates anymore. So just because you get a certificate of completion, honey, you don't have nothing in regards to, oh Lord, your ability to be successful in America. You have to have a certain level of skills. You have to have at least a basic level of skills to do the minimum of what I'm doing right now and trying to share information to you, honey. Okay, let's go up. Fast is improving. Do you see anything here? No, I don't. These victory schools, however, were created with additional money from the federal government. And they do happen to fall within maintaining their star rating. But I have a problem with the 2-star school, especially if it's been consecutively a 2-star school, because they go 1 to 5 here. And then let's see. When, okay, I'm not exactly sure about that one. All students will graduate 80%. I don't know about that. See, they don't have anything here that demonstrates that they're working towards creating access for all children. AP participation up by 14% and then will increase by 10%. Okay, let's see. You see any action steps? I don't hear any. Don't see anything. Okay, let's see. Data review and analysis. The Department of Education, and they're the ones that collect the data and they're the ones that provide it. So you can't really see what's happening at any one school. Here's the demographics. Here's the challenging. Nevada has a rapidly changing student population. The fastest growing ethnic group is Hispanics, corresponding with the decrease in the percentage of white students as illustrated in figure 1, and I don't remember seeing that Hispanic population, but you don't see nothing about no black people here. But they're the lowest performing students. Okay. Where is the blacks? Oh, 11%. Here we go. It looks like black people are increasing in Nevada. And they probably are because the Raiders are coming. Okay, let's go down here. Equity. Could not declare, whatever that is, recognize developer. I'm trying to see something that stands out here to me that I want to share. Nothing. They have this 1, 2 to 5 score, these 5-star schools, disproportionate number of lower performing schools that serve, see this right here? This is it. A disproportionate number of lower performing schools serve students that qualify for free and reduced lunch. This is where the teachers don't want to work and they don't have to work there either. I'm trying to see where they're saying they're going to change. This is just the data. Just keep it okay. Here we go. School support and intervention. There are 2 main categories of schools, and NDE identifies supports of improvement. The first category is comprehensive support improvement. Schools, which includes lowest performing 5% in Nevada's high schools with a graduation of 67%, and the school district CSI schools, the chartered schools, which is expected to write an annual school performance plan which addresses the resources and inequities and how the school will address them. And so inadequate, whatever. All right. The deal is that they're supposed to talk about how they're going to address those, but they don't even put that in the school plan. I mean, that's nowhere to be found in the school performance plan, what they do. And someone told me that they're never going to do that because of FARPA, what is it? The Federal Privacy Act, FARP. And she said, oh, you'll get no principal who will ever do that. And it's the FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. And they said that, if you have a child that has a special need and is attending school across the street and he has a certain ethnic group and he's only the one of those students who is from that ethnic group, it would tell that he was the one that was receiving those services. That's how come they can't do that. Whatever, they can't share what they're doing. You're right. But anyways, they're going to, I'm not sure what that is, but a collection of quick, reliable, highly accurate early childhood education assessments. Well, even if they're doing this, I want to know where they're doing it, because they said every child will read by grade level 3, but they don't identify that they're doing any of this in the school plan. I have to take you to the school plan. And this is kind of blurry, smart and balanced, but that really don't tell you nothing. Let's see. And I mean, this is just, I'm trying to understand it. What is that? Ethnicity overall performance appears to improve over the past 5 years. And I guess this is the 4th grade reading. But I don't know what those low numbers represent when they have so many students in I don't know about that. Here we go. This is their enrollment. And this is supposedly grade 9. But I don't know what that means. Their data don't tell me nothing. I hope it tells you something. Oh, disciplinary incidents. Now see, where's the black folks? Here we are. Look at that. 67.73% higher. But these numbers right here are so low because I guess it's the number of students, but it looks like it should be high. Well, what is it? Oh, these are the graduation cohort rates. But I'm just trying to say, well, where's the discipline? Oh, here we go. Bullying. But I don't have by race. What is this? I don't know what that per pupil expenditure. You see how they want to make sure that all students get the same amount of money, even if all students are not the same. Look how they do this weighted formula shit. This is the federal on top of what the state gives. This is what the state gives. Every kid gets the same. And then here's the federal funding. I don't know what that represents. Maybe the number of free and reduced lunch people. And then here's this green. This is more federal. And then this is state revenue up here at the top. But look at this. Such a small, chunky number. Look how it's all evenly pretty much distributed. It's real. Let's see. What is this? Teacher classroom data. I don't know what that means. Should be able to understand what's going on when you have a state plan. Or you should be able to, what is this? Complete the stakeholder understanding of every aspect of Nevada's state assessment. Complete stakeholder understanding of every aspect of Nevada. That'll never happen. I don't even understand what's going on. Just keep scrolling. I don't know how long this shit is. It really doesn't tell you anything. It's just that. But this is what they're telling you. They're analyzing. Increase in social and emotional indicators in climate survey. Analyze the baseline for all schools. Increase indicators by 10% over one. I mean, how do you do that? I don't understand. Okay. Is that it? There's no more pages here. 41. Hey, that's it. There's nothing in this wonderful fastest improving that demonstrates the fastest improving. Let me see what else I can find here. Shortly here, just shrink that window. I got to come back to my Chrome. Not that one. I did buy some of those earbuds, but this is what we want. I wonder where I'm sharing my screen. And so let's just go here then. do 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 do. Okay, here we go to the Nevada Department of Education for families inside NDE programs. Let's see. Let's look at Head Start. And let's find a Head Start near me. Can we do that? I don't have any reason to find one, but and then this Acero Learning Clark County Center. Acero is not a Head Start program. It is a pay-for program with a Head Start program. And not early Head Start grantee, migrant, early Head Start grantee, washout. That's it. This is it. So, what can we say? I can just stop here for now. Pause the recording.